There exists a kingdom where the earth rises 28,000 feet in the span of a single breath. A nation that defies every law of geography you've ever known. While empires crumbled beneath the weight of conquerors, this land, squeezed between two giants, built walls not of stone, but of stone times, so high times they pierce the edge of space itself. They call it Nepal. But what you're about to witness here, at Hidden Regions, will shatter everything you thought possible about terrain, time, and survival. Nepal stretches across the fragile seam where two tectonic titans collide. The Indian plate drives northward, the Eurasian plate resists, and between them, a country that shouldn't exist. Stand at the southern edge. The air hangs thick and humid at 200 feet above sea level. Steamy jungles breathe, snakes coil in shadows. The scent of wet earth clings to your skin. Now walk north. In less than 100 miles a distance, shorter than most daily commutes, the world transforms. The jungle vanishes. The air thins. Your lungs burn. And before you stands Sagarmatha, Everest, the crown of the planet, at 29,032 feet. "28,000 feet of vertical ascent, in a strip of land narrower than some cities. This is not a country. This is a geological times impossibility. Even Nepal's flag refuses to conform. Look at any world atlas. Every nation flies a rectangle, except one. Nepal's banner consists of two crimson triangles, stacked like ascending peaks, bordered in deep blue. It represents the Himalayas themselves, eternal, unyielding, unrepeatable. It is the only non-rectangular national flag on Earth. A geometric rebellion, a visual declaration. We do not bend to your shapes. We do not bow to your borders. While you read this, in 2025, Nepal has already entered the year 2082. The Bikram Sambat calendar flows not by Western logic, but by the rhythms of ancient Hindu cosmology, guided by stars, measured in lunar cycles. A nation existing times ahead, times of the rest of us, as if time itself warps under the weight of the mountains. Nepal is not a place you visit. It is a threshold you cross into a world where geology becomes mythology, where elevation is destiny, and where survival demands not just strength, but reverence. But this vertical rise is more than a geographic anomaly. It is a wall, a barrier protecting a realm where myths still breathe, where gods walk as men, and where the calendar has moved beyond our understanding. To enter Nepal is to step into a land that has never times been conquered. And the first test of entry, a runway carved into a cliff where there is only sky or abyss. Drop a comment telling me where in the world you are watching from. I want to know exactly how far these hidden stories are reaching. The plane tilts. Your stomach lurches. Through the window, the Himalayas close in, like walls of a closing tomb. The pilot's knuckles whiten on the yoke. Ahead, a sliver of asphalt, barely 1,500 feet long, tilted at a 12% incline. No radar guidance. No second chances. At the end of the runway, nothing. Just air. And a 9,000-foot drop into oblivion. Welcome to Tenzing Hillary Airport. Lukla, the gateway to Everest. The most dangerous airport on Earth. Lukla was not designed. It was times carved. Blasted into a cliffside in 1964 by Sir Edmund Hillary himself, using dynamite and desperation. The runway ends where the mountain ends. There is no overrun, no margin for error. Land short, you slam into a stone wall. Land long, you vanish into the abyss. Pilots call it the runway, with no second attempt. The wind here does not blow at times attacks. Sudden downdrafts, unpredictable thermals, clouds that swallow visibility in seconds. Yet every season, thousands step off planes onto this strip of cracked pavement, hands trembling, legs unsteady, grateful to be alive, because Lukla is not a destination, it is a test. Just days ago, you stood in jungles at 200 feet. The air was soupy, rich with oxygen. Your lungs drank it easily. Here at 9,383 feet, every breath is work. Your heart pounds. Your temples throb. The sky is closer than it should be. And this is only the time's beginning. From Lukla, the trail ascends, through pine forests that cling to cliffs, across suspension, bridges swaying over roaring glacial rivers, past stone villages where yak bells chime in thin air. Each step upward is a step away from the familiar world. Each breath a reminder, you are entering a realm where nature does not negotiate. But survival here is not just physical. The Sherpa know this. They do not times conquer times mountains. They times ask permission. Before every climb, they build stone altars, burn juniper branches, offer rice and butter to the spirits of the peaks. Because in Nepal, mountains are not rock. They are gods, and to survive here, one must not only master the machine, the ropes, the oxygen tanks, the crampons, but also appease the ancient guardians that watch from heights where the air is too thin for lies. The countdown has begun. Every meter gained is a second stolen from sea level. Every breath, a negotiation with altitude. Ahead lies Namche Bazaar, the last amphitheater of humanity before the high wilderness. But first, we descend into the valley, where myths are not stories. They are time's law. If you've made it this far without subscribing, you're witnessing one of the most extreme documentary journeys on YouTube for free. Hit that subscribe button and join the Hidden Regions community, because these stories don't find themselves. The air smells of incense and diesel. Temple bells clang in discordant harmony with motorbike horns. Dust rises from ancient brick courtyards, mixing with smoke from 100 butter lamps flickering in darkened shrines. Kathmandu, the oldest city in the Himalayas, a place where 2,000-year-old stones still carry the fingerprints of Nuar artisans, where every alleyway is a shrine, every doorway a threshold between the sacred and the mundane. This is not a city built for people alone. It is built for gods, for ghosts, for legends that refuse to die. In the heart of Durbar Square, behind intricately carved wooden windows, blackened by centuries of lamp smoke, lives a goddess, not a statue, not a symbol, a time's child, the Kumari. She is selected before she can walk, tested by priests in rituals kept secret for generations. She must show no fear when confronted with darkness, no tears when separated from her mother. She must be flawless, untouched by blemish, chosen by signs written in astrology and blood. Once chosen, she is no longer a girl. She is Durga incarnate, the living vessel of divine power. Her feet do not touch the ground. She is carried, worshipped. Every glance from her eyes is scrutinized. Does it bless? Does it curse? During the Indrajatra festival, the entire city stops. Drums thunder through stone streets. Masked dancers channel ancient spirits. And the Kumari, dressed in crimson and gold, is paraded on a wooden chariot. People line the streets, hands pressed together, eyes averted in reverence. To see her is to see the divine made flesh. But here is the cruel contradiction. When she bleeds for the first time, when puberty begins, the goddess departs. She returns to being human, ordinary, cast back into a world she barely remembers. Former Kumaris speak of the loneliness, the disorientation, the loss of divinity. They were worshipped as gods. Now they are simply women. Beyond the Kumari Gar, Kathmandu unfolds as a living museum. In Patan, bronze workers still hammer statues of Shiva and Ganesh using techniques unchanged for a millennium. The clang of metal on metal echoes through courtyards where moss grows thick on forgotten fountains. In Bhaktapur, potters spin clay into vessels on wheels turned by hand. The scent of damp earth mingles with the sharp tang of fermenting barley from nearby breweries. Every carved window tells a story. Every temple beam bears the weight of myth. This is the newer legacy, a civilization that did not build monuments to kings, but to time's stories. Still not subscribed? You're deep into one of the most extreme documentaries on this platform. If Hidden Regions is showing you a world you've never seen, show us you're here. Subscribe. It's free. It matters. While the city pulses with the breath of the living, just a few miles away lies a valley carved not by human hands, but by the tears of gods. A gorge so deep it holds the memory of an ancient sea, and fossils that should not exist at 10,000 feet. The earth splits open, not with violence, not suddenly, but with the patient, relentless force of millions of years. The Kali Gandaki Gorge, deeper than the Grand Canyon, quieter than any seabed. A canyon carved between two of the highest peaks on Earth, Dhaulagiri and Annapurna, rising over 26,000 feet on either side. The gorge itself plunges to 8,000 feet below. A vertical relief of 18,000 feet, the deepest abyss on the planet. You descend along ancient trails. The river below roars, glacial melt, the color of chalk, tearing through black stone polished smooth by eons. The air smells of wet rock and distance. And then you see them, fossils, not buried deep in sediment, not hidden in museum cases, scattered along the trail. Ammonites, spiral shells, the petrified remains of ancient marine life. at 10,000 feet above sea level. This is the Tethys legacy. 70 million years ago, the Himalayas did not exist. In their place, a vast ocean. The Tethys Sea, warm, shallow, teeming with life. Then, the Indian plate collided with Eurasia. The ocean floor buckled, rose, folded upward in slow-motion cataclysm. What was once the bottom of the sea became the roof of the world. The fossils you hold in your hand, they are proof. The mountains carry the memory of waves. Local legend does not speak of tectonic plates. It speaks of sorrow. The gorge, they say, was not carved by water alone. It was carved by the tears of gods mourning a cosmic loss. When the universe was young, a great demon threatened all creation. The gods wept. Their tears fell for centuries, carving the deepest wound in the earth. And the fossils? Those are the souls of creatures who drowned in divine sorrow, preserved forever as warnings. Science calls it subduction, uplift, erosion. The Sherpa call it grief made stone. Stand at the edge. The wind here does not whisper. It howls. It carries the scent of glaciers and ancient salt. Your skin prickles. Your ears ring with the pressure of depth and height colliding. Below, the river churns. Above, prayer flags snap in the gale, their colors faded by sun and storm. The gorge is a scar, a wound that will never heal, and yet it is breathtaking. You are now at 10,000 feet. The air is thin. Your body protests. Headaches begin. Sleep becomes shallow. This is the threshold. Beyond this point, the land belongs to something older than humanity. Something that does not forgive mistakes. If the mountains carry the memory of the sea, the lakes hidden within them carry the spirits of the damned. Ahead lies water so black, it reflects nothing. A lake dug in a single night by a demon bound by tantric force. And a warning: if the water ever dries, the demon will rise again. The lake does not shimmer. It does not reflect the sky. The water is the color of ink, of void, of something that should not exist beneath an open heaven. Bimbahal, a name whispered, not spoken. Located in the ancient city of Patan, hidden among moss-covered courtyards and crumbling stone temples, this lake is small, unassuming, but no one touches the water. Centuries ago, Patan was plagued by a wild demon, Laka. He spread terror through the streets. Crops withered, children vanished, darkness thickened. Then came a wandering tantric monk, not a warrior, not a king, a mystic. He did not destroy Laka. He enslaved him. Using mantras older than written language, the monk bound the demon with chains of sacred syllables. And he gave Laka a task: dig a lake in one night, or be sealed forever. The demon clawed at the earth. Stone and soil flew. By dawn, the lake was complete, and the monk sealed him at the bottom. To this day, locals leave offerings at the water's edge. Rice, flowers, coins, not in worship, in appeasement. Because the elders say, if the lake ever dries, the demon will wake, and Laka's rage, bottled for centuries, will be unleashed. Stand at the edge of Pimbahal. The city hums around you. Motorbikes, vendors, children playing cricket in dusty alleys. But here, at the lake, there is silence. A heavy, unnatural quiet. The water does not ripple. No birds land on its surface. Even the wind seems to avoid it. You feel watched, not by people, by something beneath. Himbahal is not alone. Scattered across Nepal are lakes of inexplicable darkness. Gosaikunda, Rara, waters that shift from jade to violet to black depending on the light. Some are sacred, some are forbidden. All carry stories of things sealed below. The Sherpa do not swim in these waters. They do not fish. They do not even let their yaks drink. Because in Nepal, water is not just H2O. It is a boundary, a veil between worlds. Nepal's lakes are not accidents of geology. They are intentional, carved by spirits, blessed by monks, cursed by demons. Each one a chapter in a story that predates maps. But as we move north, the air grows thin, and the legends grow older, leading to a kingdom sealed by time itself. A place where 10,000 tombs are carved into vertical cliffs, where the dead are closer to the sky than the living, and where the wind carries voices that refuse to be silenced. If you're still watching without subscribing, you're experiencing one of the most intense documentary journeys on YouTube and giving nothing back. Join Hidden Regions. Hit subscribe. Let's grow this together. For 600 years, no outsider entered. No map showed its location. No government controlled its borders. Mustang, the Forbidden Kingdom. Tucked behind towering Himalayan ramparts, hidden in the rain shadow of Annapurna and Dhaulagiri, Mustang existed in isolation, so complete it became a myth. Until 1992, it was closed to the world. Even today, fewer than 3,000 tourists visit each year. This is a land sealed by geography, protected by silence. The capital, Lomanthang, rises from the plateau like a mirage. Walls of packed earth, 20 feet high, enclose a maze of whitewashed buildings and narrow alleys. Seen from above, it resembles a mandala, a sacred geometric form meant to channel divine energy. Inside, life moves as it has for 1,000 years. Monks chant in monasteries filled with the smell of butter lamps and ancient manuscripts. Prayer wheels spin. Incense smoke curls through wooden beams, blackened by centuries. Time here does not flow. It accumulates. But the true enigma of Mustang lies not in the living city. It lies in the dead. High above the valley floor, carved into sheer cliffs, hundreds of feet above the ground, are over 10,000 human-made chambers, the sky caves. Archaeologists first documented them in the 1990s. What they found defied explanation. Mummified remains, ritual bone tools, skulls arranged in circles, offerings of grain and cloth preserved in the dry, thin air. But the question remains, how? How did an ancient people, over 2,000 years ago, carve chambers into vertical rock faces, accessible only by rope? How did they transport bodies hundreds of feet into the air? Why did they choose to bury their dead closer to the sky than the earth? Stand in the valley below. Look up. The cliffs are honeycombed with darkness. thousands of openings, each one a tomb. The wind here is constant, relentless. The Sherpa say it carries the voices of souls who have not yet been released. Listen, you hear it. Not words, not language, but something older. A hum, a vibration. The cliffs themselves seem to breathe. Before Buddhism reached these heights, there was Bon, a spiritual tradition older than written history, animistic, ritualistic, focused on the dialogue between the living and the dead. The sky caves are Bon tombs. Places where bodies were not buried to rot, but elevated, brought closer to the sky, so the soul could ascend. Death here is not an end. It is a transition. And the caves are the waiting rooms between worlds. You are now at 12,000 feet. Your body is struggling. Appetite vanishes. Sleep fractures. Every movement requires deliberate effort. This is not fatigue. This is your body realizing it is in a place it was not designed to survive. In Mustang, the wind carries the voices of the unreleased. But in the shadow of Annapurna, the mountains themselves are the gods, and they are merciless. Ahead lies the range known as the Nourisher, but it is also called the Mountain of Death, and the contradiction is the point. Annapurna. The name means goddess of the harvest, the one who nourishes, the giver of sustenance. From the valleys below, the range is paradise. Lush green hillsides cascade in terraces carved over centuries. Golden rice fields shimmer in the monsoon light. Villages cling to slopes where children laugh and goats graze on impossible inclines. The air smells of earth and growth. But look up. Annapurna I, 26,545 feet of granite and ice, the 10th highest mountain on Earth, and the deadliest. Of every 3 climbers who attempt the summit, 1 does not return, a fatality rate of over 30%. No other peak on the planet claims lives with such efficiency. The mountain does not kill with malice. It kills with indifference. Avalanches sweep down without warning. Crevasses open beneath your feet. The weather shifts in minutes, blue sky to whiteout, survival to tomb. Bodies remain on the slopes, frozen in the positions they died. Some are used as landmarks by future climbers. Turn left at the green boots. This is Annapurna's truth. She nourishes the valleys. She devours the peaks. But even in cruelty, there is wonder. At the base of the Annapurna range, at 12,000 feet, sits Muktinath Temple, a sacred crossroads for Hindus and Buddhists alike. Here, 108 stone spouts pour icy water from sacred springs. Pilgrims bathe beneath them, believing the water cleanses lifetimes of sin. But the true miracle lies inside. A natural gas flame burns directly beside cold spring water. Fire and water, coexisting, inseparable. Yin and yang, in geological form. Stand at Muktinath. The air is so thin, your lungs ache. Your skin burns in the high-altitude sun. The flame flickers small, eternal, fueled by gas seeping from deep within the earth. Beside it, water flows, clear, cold, pure. Touch both. The heat sears, the cold numbs. This is Nepal's essence. Extremes that should not coexist, but do. The Sherpa do not see Annapurna as an enemy. They see her as a teacher. She nourishes those who respect her. She destroys those who do not. Every climb is not a conquest. It is a negotiation, an offering, a prayer, a plea. Let me pass. Let me return. Nature's cruelty is balanced only by the birth of ultimate compassion in the southern plains, where a single child was born beneath a tree and changed the course of human thought forever. The world paused here, not metaphorically. Literally, over 2,500 years ago, in a garden thick with the scent of saul blossoms and wet earth, Queen Maya Devi gave birth to a son. No prophecies thundered from the heavens. No celestial armies descended. Only the rustle of leaves, the cry of a newborn. And silence, profound, eternal, still resonating. Lumbini, a name that echoes across continents, across millennia. This is where Siddhartha Gautama was born, the prince who would become the Buddha, the man who would renounce a kingdom to seek enlightenment beneath a Bodhi tree, the man whose teachings would transform billions of lives. At the heart of Lumbini lies a simple stone slab, worn smooth by time and touch. This is the exact spot where the Buddha entered the world. Stand here, place your hand on the stone, feel the weight of what happened. From this single birth, Buddhism spread across India, Tibet, China, Japan, Southeast Asia. Entire civilizations reshaped. Wars ended, philosophies born, art, architecture, literature, all transformed, not by conquest, by compassion. Around the birthplace, a sacred circle unfolds. Not a wall, not a fortress, a mandala of temples, each built by a different Buddhist nation, each architecturally unique, each a prayer in stone. Japan offers minimalist serenity, clean lines, still water, raked gravel. Thailand rises in golden splendor spires that catch the sun like flame. Myanmar, Vietnam, Korea, Sri Lanka, each brings a piece of its soul. Together, they form a conversation, a testament to the reach of a single idea. Suffering can end. Walk the grounds. Monks in saffron robes move silently. Pilgrims bow. Incense curls through the air. There is no chanting here. No drums, no bells, only breath, and the rustling of prayer flags in the wind. This is not a tourist site. It is a heartbeat, the quiet center of a world in constant motion. Inside the temple, a marker stone rests behind glass. Inscribed by Emperor Ashoka in 249 BCE, it reads, "Here was born the Enlightened One." Pilgrims kneel. Foreheads touch the ground. Some weep, not from sorrow, from relief, because Lumbini proves something essential. Peace is possible. Compassion is real. And one life, lived with intention, can change the world. Peace is a fleeting breath in the lowlands, but in the high desert of Dolpo, survival is the only prayer. Ahead lies a plateau, so remote, it predates recorded history, where life exists in its most primal form, and where the yak carries the weight of an entire civilization through passes no road will ever reach. There are places on Earth that have never been fully mapped, regions so remote that satellites pass over them without bothering to record detail. Upper Dolpo is one of them. At 13,000 feet, the world becomes alien. Trees vanish, Grass thins to sparse tufts clinging to cracked soil. The wind is constant, a low, relentless moan that never stops. The sky is so blue it hurts to look at. The air so dry, your lips crack and bleed within hours. This is the Tibetan Plateau's southern edge, a land of stone and sky, where humans are visitors, and survival is negotiated daily. Before the Buddha walked, before monasteries rose, there was Bon, a spiritual tradition rooted in animism, in dialogue with the earth itself. In Dolpo, Bon still thrives. Prayers are not written on paper, they are carved into stone. Mani walls stretch for miles long, low walls constructed entirely of inscribed rocks. Each stone bears a mantra, each mantra a plea. Not for wealth, not for power, for passage. For permission to live another season in a land that tolerates no weakness. Without the yak, Dolpo would be uninhabitable. These massive, shaggy creatures, half-ton beasts with curved horns and breath that steams in the thin air, are everything. They carry loads through 17,000-foot passes where no vehicle can go. They provide milk, meat, wool, dung for fuel. Their bells jingle in the wind, a sound that means life continues. Stand still. Listen. The wind. The distant clang of yak bells. The crunch of your boots on frozen ground. That's it. No birds. No insects. No hum of civilization. This is what silence sounded like 10,000 years ago. You are now at 14,000 feet. Your body is in crisis. Headaches are constant. Nausea comes in waves. Sleep is impossible. Your brain wakes you every hour, gasping, convinced you're suffocating. You are not dying, but you are no longer comfortable being alive. This is the threshold. Beyond this, the body begins to consume itself. Muscle breaks down. Cognition slows. The air is too thin for lies, too thin for pretense. Here, you are reduced to your essence. The final ascent leads us to the roof of the world, where the air is too thin for lies, and the Yeti still walks the mist. Ahead, Sagarmatha, the forehead of the sky, Everest. There is a place where the earth ends, where rock and ice pierce the edge of space, where the sky turns from blue to black, where humans do not belong, yet we climb. Sagarmatha, Chomolungma, Mother Goddess of the World, Everest, 29,032 feet. The highest point on the planet, a granite spire wrapped in ice, crowned by a plume of snow, torn sideways by 200-mile-per-hour winds. For the Sherpa, Everest is not a mountain. It is a deity. Before every climb, they perform puja, a ritual offering. Juniper burns. Rice is scattered. Prayer flags are strung. Not for luck, for permission. Because the Sherpa do not conquer Everest. They ask to pass. And sometimes, the mountain says no. Above 26,000 feet lies the death zone, a region where the human body cannot survive. Oxygen levels are 30% of sea level. Your brain swells. Your lungs fill with fluid. Your heart strains. Every step is agony. Every breath incomplete. Bodies litter the route. Over 300 remain on the mountain, frozen, preserved. Some are still alive when you pass them, but there is no rescue at 28,000 feet. You cannot carry them down. You can only keep climbing. In the mist, in the avalanche's echo, in the corners of exhausted vision. The Yeti, not a monster. A guardian. The Sherpa believe the Yeti maintains balance. It appears to those who disrespect the mountain, to those who take without asking. It is not there to kill. It is there to remind. You are not in control here. At the summit, there is no sound. The wind is too high-pitched to hear. As noise, it becomes a pressure, a vibration in your skull. You stand on a snow cornice the size of a table. Below, 29,000 feet of vertical drop. Above, the edge of space. The sky so dark, it looks like night. You cannot stay. Your body is dying. You have minutes. Most deaths happen on the way down. Exhaustion, hypoxia, a single misstep. The mountain does not care about your triumph. It only cares whether you leave. Nepal is not a country. It is a test, a vertical crucible where geography becomes mythology, where every lake hides a spirit, every peak a god, every breath a prayer. From the jungles at 200 feet to the summit at 29,000, Nepal compresses the entire range of Earth's possibility into a strip of land narrower than most states. It is a place where the soul is nurtured by beauty, and the will is tempered in the shadow of the gods. If hidden regions brought you to the roof of the world today, if you felt the altitude, the awe, the impossibility, then subscribe. Share this journey, because these stories don't tell themselves, and Nepal is just the beginning. Thank you for climbing with us. Until the next hidden region. Stay curious, stay humble, and never stop exploring.